how can something that is dead give you life?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's a discussion of should we eat meat or eat plants.
Oh.
What's going on, family? Kevin and Jesse here with you guys today with the Elite State of Mind podcast, where our goal, as always, is to listen, learn, and grow. Jesse, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm great. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I'm doing amazing. Family,
Okay.
make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram page. Make sure you click that bell on YouTube so that you guys get notified every Wednesday morning as Jesse and I take you guys to work. What we're going to talk about today, we mentioned it in the first part of this series when we talked about the language of a loser.
Mm-hmm.
The losers have a loser's plate.
Yes, they do.
And winners have a winner's plate.
Yes.
So what we're going to focus on in the first part of this is the loser's plate. When somebody says a loser's plate, Jesse, what pops in your what do you visualize on their plate?
Junk food.
Okay.
I visualize the things they don't need in their life are actually on their plate in their life. Right? So we have to ask the question and pose the question, which we often do, is how can something that is dead give you life?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's a discussion of should we eat meat or eat plants.
We can get into that too if we want to. Yeah.
I don't believe something that's dead can give you life. It's like if your car needs a jump and my battery's dead, we're probably both stuck.
Yeah.
We're just gonna stay there.
We're in trouble.
But like you said, there's a lot of things, a lot of junk food, a lot of fast food, a lot of microwaved goods that the loser will consume. A lot of things that are prepared quickly.
Yes.
That there's not a lot of care or love placed into or time given to the exchange of preparing their meal for them and their body to consume.
No forethought.
That's the thing. The loser doesn't put any thought into what they're going to eat. It's always on a whim. It's always last minute. It's always what's quick. What can I get through the drive-through to make sure I get to my next losing activity.
Yes.
Can I grab this bag of chips and sit down and play some more Call of Duty?
Yeah, snowballs.
Now, don't judge me. I play a little Call of Duty every now and again myself.
We're not judging.
But at the same time, if all of your activities are centered around, I'm going to use this analogy again, the middle of your grocery store, you're probably going to have an issue.
Oh, yeah.
The shelf life of the things in the middle of your grocery store isn't good. Because that thing is out there lasting longer than nuclear bombs.
What was that old school gum? Was it Wrigley's?
Oh, man.
Last a little longer?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like that.
But to be more specific, the loser eats a lot of McDonald's. The loser eats a lot of Burger King. The loser eats a lot of deep fried goods. The loser eats a lot of, like you said, brown food. There's not a lot of color on the plate.
Right.
Color's good.
It's beige.
Color's good. Get some in your life.
Yeah, you need it.
Make sure. Right. So one thing that I've noticed, when I'm eating bad food, when I'm eating, rough, my trash can fills up quick.
Doesn't it?
Got a lot of to-go containers and sacks and cups and all types of junk in it. Yeah. So if the trash fills up quick, my life might be trash. I might feel like trash.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be. Right? Because there's an overconsumption of the thing that you do not need. Yep. So where is it gonna go? Instead of having the correct overflow,
it's gonna have a negative one. Right? Now, if you could, for us for a moment, Jesse, get into a little bit the science of some of the the fast foods, and how they're not going to be able to positively charge and aid the body in recovery.
Well, I think you said it. They don't have anything to help charge, the cells of the body. That's the benefit of actually, eating live food. That we want to be, balanced and have the food that has the electricity, that has water in it, so that it can move through, so that the energy, the electricity can be conducted from cell to cell, right? So when we're eating food that is dead and it hits the stomach it changes the signal that is sent from the stomach to the brain on what needs to be done, on what needs to happen. Versus when you're eating live food, okay, it can accurately send the signal onto what needs to be done and where food should be partitioned, versus just, oh man, it hit that dopamine, I feel good. I'm hitting the James Brown. I feel good. Yeah, I knew that I would. Right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's what's going on, man. And we have to, man, we got to reverse that.
Right. Now, when you're talking about, signals being sent to the brain, I know, you had recently started reading a book, and you talked about the communication of fat cells. Real quick, just give us that nugget.
Okay, so real quick, man, what is being found now in new studies is that fat cells are going to communicate to other fat cells. So when we have an overindulgence that is there and we don't exercise, what happens is that these fat cells tell these new fat cells that, hey, we need more of you. So let's go ahead, and the fat cells you do have, we're going to go ahead and make them grow a little bit more. And then we're going to recruit new fat cells that are being made. We need to make more. It needs to be more of us.
Fat gang taking over the block.
Right, pretty much. Yep. That's what's going on in a simple way. That's what's happening. So you keep doing that. You cycle that day after day after day. And then you're looking up like, oh, man, I did 20 minutes here. And, I did 15 over here. Yeah. But you didn't do enough to actually combat what was going on, right? You didn't put enough, energy output to actually combat, the growth of these particular fat cells. On top of that, you're not feeding the mitochondria of the cell. See, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the particular cell, that the more mitochondria you have, the more fat you're able to burn. Right? But you have to feed those particular powerhouses in order for them to multiply. Okay. See, the epigenetics of nutrition is what I feed, what I supply, is what's going to actually be shown forth in my body. Right. So if I'm eating properly, if I'm drinking enough water, if I'm hydrated, and like you said, I have enough variance in the coloring of my food, then every nutrient that I need, macro and micro, is going to be there, and therefore I'm going to be well. The problem with the loser's plate is that there is no variance. There is no forethought. There is no planning. And because of this, it's just the first thing that I see is what I'm going to go and get. Right. Versus being able to recognize when we have an overabundance of bad fat, then it affects the way in which our brain works. The ability for us to actually make good choices. Right. Okay. But when I have the proper fuel, I can say, well, I probably shouldn't eat that right now because I'm not addicted to it.
That was going to be the next thing I wanted to get into with the loser's plate. Like you said, a lot of these, these foods, these things we consume, whether it be the foods we eat or the drinks we drink, they will cause that dopamine drop. Yeah. And what, I don't believe many of us understand is we get that addiction. And it's like, small time hits a crack. Right. Day after day, meal after meal. And, these fast food restaurants and, many of these other, food producers, they just become small-time drug dealers. Actually, not small-time.
They're big time.
They're big time.
But these are like multi-million, multi-billion-dollar, companies pushing
their product upon you at the low for $1.
Yeah, just for $1.
$1.25.
You can get your fix for 99 cents or less.
You can't even get crack for 99 cents or less. But you can get the McDonald's. You can get the McDonald's for $1.
You can go get you.
And for just $1 more, you can get a large Coke, player. You get some
2 times.
Cool to wash it down. Right. Double crack.
Right.
But then we don't, like you said, then it affects our energy, it affects how we think. Yes. And now I will come up with every excuse to not go to the gym. To not even just go walk for 30 minutes.
To not read. Right.
I can't process thought the way I'm supposed to. So now I'm in these places where opportunities are not. Now, I'm not saying nobody has not ever caught an opportunity at the McDonald's. I'm not saying there's never been a business bill brokered at Burger King. I'm sure it's happened.
I'm sure.
But what I will say without fear of contradiction is that I'm pretty sure there are more people that do more business deals, over good plates of food, over healthy plates of food and healthy vibrations and spaces than there are in those environments. Right. But like we've talked about through these last, few episodes, is if you don't have the right language, if you don't know how to win with words,
right,
and now you got the loser's plate, you struck out. If we're playing baseball, you just struck out.
Yeah.
You're back in the dugout, waiting on your next at bat. You're waiting on the next opportunity to come around, simply because, and one of the words of a winner is discipline.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the discipline to let me just eat good Monday through Friday. Then maybe whichever day you choose, Saturday, Sunday, you can eat what you want to. You can indulge. Maybe, a holiday comes around, birthday, Christmas, whatever it is you celebrate.
Yeah.
National Donut Day. I get in on that one every year. I remember it comes up on the calendar.
Yeah.
Right? But we got some folks out here celebrating National Burger Day every day.
Well, listen, that's a shame, because I was reading something the other day. They said, discipline is the starter, and then where you want to end up is a lifestyle. Okay? Because discipline at some point in time is going to wane for you.
Right.
Because you have real life situations and real life things going on.
You're going to shake it.
Right? But if it's a lifestyle, it's something you do 6 out of 7 days. Then what? When you do have that day, when it is National Donut Day or National Burger Day or whatever, and you do happen to go ahead and indulge, then what? As the studies show, if you go ahead and do that, but you still exercise, right? You still get that good work in, then what? We're combating the effects of this bad food. Because your lifestyle is 6 out of 7 days, I'm actually getting it in. Versus just 6 out of 7 days, I'm on the couch. Getting all the nummies that I can.
Got a bad case of the nummies.
Pretty much.
And next thing you know, you're in your doctor's office. Rolling around. Getting a bevy of pills.
Trying to figure out why you got metformin and statins and insulin and all these things that are prevalent in our community because of what we eat.
Very, very true. Like we've said before, type 2 diabetes and some of these heart diseases, they're not hereditary. They don't run in the family. It's just that nobody runs in your family.
Right.
Get your best New Balance 3s. I think, is Kawhi still with New Balance?
Well, he shouldn't be.
Making them stepdaddy 4s to get out there on the grill.
Them Easy Glide 7s. Come on, Kawhi. Goodness.
Just put on some shoes, man, and go walk around the neighborhood, go walk the track, walk in your backyard. 30 minutes a day. 10,000
steps minimum.
Not asking a whole lot.
No.
Drink 64 ounces of water a day. And you can do that 1 bottle in the morning, 1 bottle at night, and that's 32 ounces. I'm only asking for 2 more bottles during the day.
Get there.
But winners drink their water.
Yeah.
Again, both words are with the same letter. But hey, if you want to win and you want wealth, you should work on being healthy.
Yes.
Before we go into some of the things that the winner eats, what would you say is the first step in making the transition from the loser's plate to the winner's plate?
I mean, you have a definiteness of purpose. You have a burning desire to change your life from where you are to where you see in your mind where you should be. All of us living know exactly what we should be doing, where we need to be going, what our friends and families need from us. But it's us operating in a place of selfishness that will keep us from actually executing at a high level on the things that we know we need to execute. I've been guilty as charged, man.
You said a very true thing, a place of selfishness. And for us to not want to just admit the fact that there are things that we should not be consuming on a day-to-day basis, based upon all the studies that have come out and your own health and life experiences and that of your family, you continue to consume all of this junk. That is nothing but selfish.
Yeah, it is.
Because then you look up, and before many of your children have reached well into their adulthood, and I'm talking about 35, 40, when they're actually starting to figure life out, because you ain't got it at 18.
Oh, heck no.
I was listening to Gary Vee earlier. He said, you ain't got it at 18. You ain't got it at 20.
No.
You don't have it at 30. He said, the people that we're telling you to, they still ain't got it figured out. But so many times we're trying to expedite the process, because I know I ain't got much longer to live. I know at 45, I'm okay. They're going to hit me with this diagnosis. Then at 55, they're going to hit me with this one. And I might get to 60. Probably not. And the next thing I know, you married with 2 kids, now they teenagers, but I'm gone.
Right.
And I have no more, I'm not able to pass down any more wisdom, knowledge, or advice.
I have no understanding to give them, and that's what they need.
And we are repeating the losing cycle. But people and families that become wealthy, that are winners, they are around for generations.
Yeah.
Great granddads are seeing, great grandkids, able to share just a couple of nuggets.
Yeah.
And they're able to continue to tweak the system that they put in place and keep it going. So that all you got to do is rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Rinse and repeat. That's all it is.
Yep.
What is on the winner's plate opposed to the loser's plate? If the loser is at McDonald's and eating the junk food and going home cooking up the pork chop dinner with the mac and cheese and the mashed potatoes smothered in gravy, with a side of 7 rolls and a diet Dr. Pepper. He got the diet though.
Oh, the diet?
Yeah, he got the diet to wash it down, or the unsweet tea.
It's gonna be sweet,
especially down here in the South. If you bring me some unsweet tea, hey
slap you in the mouth.
Yeah, but as we digress, what is on the winner's plate?
Thoughtfulness and intention, because the winner's gonna make sure I know what's going on my plate. I know all the ingredients because I am going to pick them myself. I'm going to educate myself on why it is I need a combination of both spinach and kale and not just the waxy lettuce. I'm going to understand why I need a yellow onion, a purple onion, why I'm going to need different bell peppers, why I'm going to need carrots, the purpose of, these different fruits, why blueberries are anti-inflammatory, why strawberries are, why, blueberries and mangoes help calm, why pineapples help ease cough symptoms, and
lemons help with the blood.
That's right. All those things. I'm educating myself onto the medicine that food really is.
Right.
So that's what, the winner is going to do. They're not going to leave it up to somebody else. They're going to take ownership for themselves.
The winner, would you say that they eat to live and don't live to eat?
For sure.
The quote from, was that Ben Franklin? I can't remember exactly
I'm not sure. We'll look
who was it that said that one. Family, if you know that one, go ahead and help us out. But and like you said, with all of these things, family, these things are free knowledge nowadays. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've always been free. But now, with the, with Google, the internet, these things are just out there.
Yes.
And obviously, you cannot trust everything on the internet.
No.
If it says you can go eat 3 pine nuts and live till you're 96, I don't know if I would trust that.
I don't suggest you going to do that.
Right. But when it gives you some of these nutritional facts and tells you to pair certain things together, many people have had some good success doing this.
Yes.
Being healthier. Now, I don't want anybody to walk away from this conversation and say that we said if you eat a certain way,
right,
you're never going to be sick.
No.
You're never going to feel bad.
No.
But it's just like if you're a gambler, you got to hedge your bet. You got to do things to try to put yourself in the best position.
Do your own research. So we out of time. You do your own research. Whatever we're going to say, hey, yeah, of course, we're going to be well-read about it, but we encourage you to, no matter what the topic is, hey, man, go do some background on it and see if what you find is similar to what we found.
Right. And I think, the crazy thing is now, one thing that is a joy to see, especially in our community, is, some of the older people who, cast off the way that they used to eat, as we said, the plantation plate. Yeah. And, they're well into their, 60s and 70s, eating the fruits and the veggies and the nuts and, the lean meat, if they still do consume that, by their choice. And they're looking, amazing.
They are.
And some of them are out there looking better than they did in their 20s and 30s. Yeah. They're healthier than they were in their 20s and 30s. They're doing more, whether it be physically or whatever. They're, but like you said, from a business standpoint, able to make better decisions, wiser decisions. Yes. To process quicker. Using their own supercomputer. Yeah. Because it's not as bogged down and cloudy with, the bad fats and all the things weighing it down and getting in between it and the receptors of the brain. So there is a large amount of value And if you're looking for longevity, family, you have to adopt the winner's plate.
Right.
Because to be healthy and to obtain that wealth, one, you're just going to set yourself up to win at life. Because, again, none of us figure life out by the time we're 30.
No,
but if you can get into 55 and still be healthy, if you can get into 60, still be healthy, even 45, still be healthy.
Yes.
You'll be able to maneuver in the marketplace, make better decisions, and things that you, like you said before, things you go back and reread now, they will have a totally different meaning.
For sure.
And they'll mean, I'm not going to say necessarily what they're supposed to mean to you.
Right, no.
But the meaning has evolved in such a manner, and
There's
I think
more clarity.
You're able to apply it better.
Oh, for sure.
At that point in life, because you will adopt that plate. For you being a health and wellness professional, what have been some of the benefits you've seen when your clients will go from the loser's plate to the winner's plate, and then sometimes when they double back?
Well, when they go from the loser's plate to the winner's plate, one of the first things that you will see is the energy level. Okay, that will change because the majority of the time they come in and they're saying, "Hey, I go to work, I wake up, I'm tired. I go to work, I'm tired. I get off of work, I'm tired. My kids want to play, I'm tired. I got the sister's something going on, I'm tired."
Right.
And so one of the first things we look at is exactly what are you eating and how much water are you drinking.
Right.
And so we're going there. We're going to start there. Those are simple things, okay, that we start with. Increase the water. Because the more water you drink, the less food you're actually going to eat.
Very true.
Right? The signal of you being hungry is more often than not you actually being thirsty because you walk around in a perpetual state of being dehydrated. So therefore, the majority of the time when you're thinking, you're really not thinking as clearly as you should because you're dehydrated.
Hey, if y'all haven't, go read The Body's Many Cries for Water.
Yes.
It's a little dry, but I promise if you can get through that, if you can read that book, it will be an eye-opener as to just how important water is to us on a day-to-day basis.
Definitely. Every system that we have functions off of water. Okay? It cannot do it just off of your thoughts alone. Right. You have to be hydrated to be well. Okay? So, that's one of the first things that we do, and then just understanding that, okay, you have to have a variety of these fruits and vegetables because a lot of them have water in themselves. And so we want to go for and pick from these fruits and vegetables that have high water content. Because that's going to help, making sure that the client's going to be hydrated. Early on, trying to get all your water in, it's difficult, right? Because you haven't been drinking a lot of water. Right. So when you're first trying to do it, like you're drinking more water, you're going to the bathroom a whole lot because you've been holding on to a lot of salt, and so it's a struggle. So one of the ways we combat that is making sure that the high fruits, you ingest those also with the same with the vegetables. So those are just the simple things we can do. And again, we don't tell people to stop pop completely. We're going to cut back because it's a process. If I make you do a cold turkey, you're going to have some headaches. You're going to call them to work 2 or 3 days.
Slap somebody.
Right. It's going to be a problem. So we don't do that because we understand the power of caffeine. Now, does it affect everyone the same? No.
Right.
But for those that it is, that are caffeine sensitive, man, that's going to be a thing.
Yes.
So
I mean, when you've been hitting that Dr. Pepper every morning for the last 10 years, I mean, that's 3,650 days.
Right.
Of you getting this, crack in your system every morning at 7:30.
Right.
You can't just stop cold turkey. I mean, you can.
You can.
But that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it is.
That's gonna be a really tough thing for you to do. Like Jesse said, it's how can we increase this before we begin to take away?
Yeah.
So you can see the benefits of drinking more water. Oh well, I wasn't super hungry for my mid-morning snack as I normally am when I have my Twix bar. I let that go because I drank some more water.
Yep.
And you'll just see these things to help you throughout the day.
So one thing double back. When you double back to that, it's like 2 to 4 times worse.
It's rough.
It's rough.
It's rough.
To go back.
Because your body no longer wants it. Your mind no longer wants it. Your taste buds no longer want it.
Nope.
And it will fight you. Your body will fight you tooth and nail to try to keep you from going back to that old lifestyle. Now, obviously, if you beat it into submission.
That's the thing.
for a few weeks or maybe a month. Okay, it's going to take what it's going to get because your body's made for self-preservation.
Right.
And it's going to survive.
Yep.
But it's going to fight first. And it's going to try to tell you, hey, man.
We don't like this.
We don't want this anymore. Let's stay disciplined. Let's stay with the lifestyle that we've adapted to.
Yes.
The one we should have had from birth. Parents, don't feed your kids the junk. You can break the cycle while they're young.
Yeah.
You can give them a winner's plate while they're young. Give them a winner's palate while they're young. They will like the fruits and the veggies, the blueberries, the broccolis, the asparagus,
all that,
the blackberries, all of the things, the cucumbers, the squashes, the nuts. That will like all of those things. Give it to them as long as they don't have allergies to that.
Right.
You know, that type of stuff. Give them a winner's palate while they're young, so they don't grow up craving the Lay's chips and the high C and the Coke and the McDonald's and all of that.
Yeah.
Because then you're creating young health problems that will manifest themselves, you know, early on in life.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, you're gonna be sad because your child's not in good health. There's nothing worse than being in, you know, a hospital room for something, you know, we could have prevented or done something to, again, put ourselves in the best situation.
Right.
To try to prevent. You know, one thing, you know, with winners and losers and the plate that they prepare, as you said, the winner has thought and intention. If you don't spend a lot of time cooking, I would implore you to try to do so.
Right.
I'm not telling you to go become, you know, a 5-star chef. You don't need to be Gordon Ramsay, cussing folks out in your kitchen and making, you know, the best dishes ever. But, you know, try to find some things that you enjoy to cook and understand you're doing this, like Jesse said earlier, to know what's going on your plate, what's going into your body.
Yep.
You know, okay, I put in my spinach, my arugula. I know this has the peppers and the onions and the fresh garlic, and it has this and that. I know the ingredients. I know what it's been seasoned with.
Yes.
It has actual salt, actual pepper, actual seasoning, herbs from, you know, your garden.
Yes.
Do those things so, again, you know what's in your body. The reason you don't know what's going on with your body is because you don't know what people are putting in it.
You're constantly putting different things. Like you said, you get your 4 or 5 good recipes and you keep rotating them things. And give yourself, you know, 6 to 8 weeks on those 4 to 5 and just see how your body responds. I promise you, you're going to lose some of that water weight. I promise you, your palate's going to change because you're consistent. And you can figure out, you know, how your body responds, how long it takes you to digest food. Right. And so you're learning about the body. See, the constant change is constantly throwing us off, so we really don't know, you know, how different foods really affect our bodies. Right. Get you 4 or 5, run those same ones. If you need help, let us know. There are many resources that we have available that, hey, get your 4 or 5, and you run those, and let's figure out what's going on with you. Don't leave it up to chance. Don't leave it up to anybody else. You figure out what's going on with you.
I definitely agree. Jesse, before we get out of here, what would you say? Tell the family, what's the number one benefit of the winner's plate?
The number one benefit of changing from a loser's to a winner's plate is that you put yourself in position to win. And that's what you're supposed to do. You weren't put on this earth and given the opportunity to live, however long that's going to be, to live in a state of losing. You were here to win. You're made to win. And hopefully you know that, you understand that, you accept that you were made to win. So if you know for a fact, and if you don't know, now you know, that you were made to win.
The audacity.
So now you have to eat like a winner, like on purpose, with intention, day after day. Are you gonna mess up? Sometimes. But you can get right back on.
Get back on the wagon.
Get right back on and just know, hey, I'm a winner, so I'm gonna drink my water. I gotta eat my salad. That's one of the easiest things to do to help get you on the path, get you going. Just know at lunchtime I'm eating a salad. During the week, doing the work week. Monday through Friday, hey, I got a salad at noon.
Hey.
Let's go get it. Let's go win. Get that dub right there.
Get the green in, so green will go in your pocket. Salad equals salary.
Right.
The more salad you eat, the higher your salary will
salary goes. Okay.
Hey.
All right.
Family, what I'm going to leave you guys is this. You know, first is that it is very imperative that you do not rob your family and future generations of you being alive on this earth. Because if you do that, again, there is so much knowledge that you will accumulate over your time spent here on earth that nobody else will have, that you are going to rob future generations of. I know some of you and I have talked about. Oftentimes that there are many conversations we wish we could have had, but older people in our family that weren't in the best of health, that didn't take the best care of themselves, and some because they didn't have the knowledge that we didn't get to have. Some pitfalls that we didn't get to know how they overcame. Because, again, they didn't take the best care of themselves. But water, wealth, and wellness all start with a W. And they all equal winning. They are all integral parts to your winning: water, wealth, and wellness. And the first two steps are water and wellness. And if you will begin to take care of those things, wealth will show up. And then you can put yourself in a great position to win
in all areas of your life.
Hey, family, we sure do appreciate you guys for tuning in with us today. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you guys later.